Hey, this is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in San Diego, California, where it is summer. We skip winter, we skip spring, we went to summer. It's been like 85 plus degrees this whole week here. Hi, Susan. Good to see you. And I can't believe this weather. I was digging in the garden, kind of lost track of a little time. So if I'm a little flustered, that's where the time went this morning, because my garden says it's spring, so it's time to get it ready. So, oh, where are you going from? Wow, Miami. That's cool. All right, well, it's a little later there. So sunny and warm here, and today we're going to talk about a little bit of Stampin' Up news, and then we're going to make a bridge card featuring the Flowering Rain Boots set, which I think is just so cute. I just started playing with it this week, and I'll show you actually another card that I made too, which is really kind of fun. So I'm going to turn you down because I have some new stuff to actually show you. Thank you for sharing, Susan. All right. So hopefully, whoops, you all can see that. And that is some new stuff I wanted to show you. Let's pull you out just a little bit. There we go. This is a new kit that you can find in our kit selection at Stampin' Up, and it's this 12 by 12 frame, and you get a bunch of little cards that go with it and these little metallic things to hang things on. So this is magnetic, this little thing at the back of the frame, and it's just so cute. So you can hang your own cards. You can hang these cards that they give you with a bunch of little stickers, and they give you these little envelope things. I do not have it yet. My upline does, and she thinks it's wonderful. So hopefully I'll either get it or I can show you next time, maybe show you hers. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is this new Waves of the Ocean kit. Whole suite. So these are some cards they made, but I kind of want to show you the individual pieces. And I'm ordering this today for me. You guys get to start ordering it next month. And what it is this this set that has the really cool looking wave and a pelican on some pylons, some really cool little sentiment thing, and these waves that when they're cut from, this is new foil. So we've got Pacific, Night of Navy, Coastal Cabana, and silver foil, and when they cut these waves, I've seen some pictures, they're absolutely beautiful. And look at these little rhinestones and all the pretty blues and greens, and some really cool looking paper. So hopefully next week I'll have this to show you, and demonstrators can order this now, and others have to wait until the beginning of next month, but that's not too far away. Excuse me. So this is what we're going to make today. This is what we call a bridge card. And you can see it can actually stand up on its own, but it folds completely flat into a regular size card that's like 5.5 by 4.25. So is that not cool? I haven't made one of these in a while, and I was watching Karen Titus, another demonstrator, and she was making 1 million of them, and I thought, oh, I haven't made this in a while. So shall we make, here, let me just show you the set that we're going to do. This Flowering Rain Boots has a couple different types, tulips and daisies. This is supposed to be a little seed pod, and then some really just nice sentiments. These are the dies that we'll be using. What I haven't used quite yet is this. See, this die here forms kind of like a little lattice thing. I should have stuck that on here, but I didn't. So let's get going. First thing is the cardstock. So you have 2 pieces of cardstock, and this is Pool Party. And this is 4.25 by 8.5, and we're going to score it And this other little piece is our little bridging piece. This is 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. So first we're going to score this one, and we're going to score it at 1 1/4, and then we're going to score it at 2 1/2. And I like to just turn it the other way and score. I find that much easier. So you can obviously use the scoreboard, or you can use your paper trimmer. And so really all you need to remember is these are both 1 1/4. So 1 1/4, 1 1/4 is 2 1/2. And now we have that. And if you can fold it. All those little folds. You really want to make sure it's even on the bottom so it will stand up. Okay, and then I've got some paper that's going to fit in all those. And this is the pattern play paper that is just so pretty. I just thought it went really well. I thought this kind of could be little raindrops. And so this piece is, what is this piece? 2 3/4, and they're all 4 inches. So that goes in the back. Whoa, that is not the right size, is it? Or did I just screw up on this? Because this does not seem right. Did I forget to cut this down? Yes, I did. Okay, so let's get some new paper and start over because I didn't cut that right. All right, so let's just start over, and we'll do it this time on our paper trimmer. Please tell me I'm not the only one to ever make mistakes on here. I think where I went wrong is I think this is actually supposed to be 8 inches. So let's 5 1/2 plus 1, 2 1/2 is 8 inches. Okay. So let's get this right here. So we're going to have it 8 inches by 4 1/4. So we'll cut that 4 1/4 first. And then we'll cut this down to 8. That's where I went wrong. Now you can see how we can do it on our trimmer instead. So we're going to do 1 1/4. Hopefully I'm in the view here. So 1 1/4. Two and a half. Flip it over. One 1/4, 2 1/2, now we'll see if this is going to fit in here well. Yay! Okay, let's try that again. We can pretend I did that on purpose to just drive home the 1 1/4 and 2 1/2, but you all know I didn't. And now this little piece that's 2 3/4 will actually fit where it's supposed to fit in the back here. I guess it's good I was going to do that one first because these other ones were going to fit in here just fine. So this is remember this paper? This is this pattern play paper that you can get after you get to $150 on an order for only like $17, I think it is, 17 or 18, and you get just gobs of paper. And it's so pretty. Some of them are rainbows, some of them are one color. There's one that's like a pink cheetah. To me, these ones that are rainbowy are just so happy. So again, all these little strips on the side, they're all 1-inch strips, which is also, you know, size that you often will end up with just extra strips. And that's where you can say, remember that card uses a whole bunch of them. So this one is going to be what goes across here like that. See? All right, so let's start doing our stamping. And then we're going to have to cut stuff out. So first thing we could do is stamp this as long as it's here. And that we're going to do in Poppy Parade. Now because this is our photopolymer, we're going to do them on our... I'm just lining it up. I'm not good with straight. On our piercing mat, I just hold it for a second. You want that ink to be able to transfer well. And then since I have this out, we also have just a little piece of paper that I'm going to actually stamp all these different ones on. So we've got some tulips, and I actually stamped it twice. Once in Flirty Flamingo. Doing that one first just because it's a little lighter. I think we'll just do that up here. Perfect. And then I'll just wipe it off a little bit so that we don't transfer too much color. Let's close that up before we stick our hand in it. And then we've got that Poppy Parade again. Let it wait a minute, transfer color. Beautiful. Not worrying too much about if there's little stray marks anywhere because we're going to cut all of these out. This is my Granny Apple Green. Hopefully we can get enough. I'm starting to feel like I may need to re-ink this one soon. Oh, that came out good. And then our boots that are made for walking. I probably should have stamped those first, huh? Just to make sure I have room. Oh, I do, good. And those are in Bermuda Bay. Now it's funny because Bermuda Bay is not one of the colors listed in this paper, but to me, the ink color matches and it's just a little bit more vibrant. It says there's just Pool Party in here, but look at the difference. That doesn't look like Pool Party to me, so to me that looks a little more vibrant, which is why I chose to go with the Bermuda Bay. And I'm just going to keep that here because I am going to need that one again. Okay, so let's bring our Big Shot in here. Or obviously, if you have your brand new cut and emboss machine, that's even better. I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed that I need just a little card, if you're wondering what that is, just a little piece of paper to make a little shim here. And it seems to work better for me doing that. Now, as you can see, I have a ton of these little stamps that we're all going to try to make on a couple passes here. And so This is where it comes in handy to have some tape on here. Well, and I moved it, of course, just so that doesn't happen, so these all get exactly where you want them to be. So you'll notice I already have some tape on some of these. And lining up the stems up here at the top is a good idea. Because that's really what you need to get in there. All right, let's roll that through. I should be honored I pulled out some new plates in your honor so that you can actually see what was going on instead of my kind of old crappy plates. Oh, you can see some of these are just popping out really quick and easy. Don't need that one anymore. Came out good. I just need one more pass through because I've got 2 sets of flowers and only 1 die here. All right, and obviously you could do this on your little mini. All these ones would go through, but because I had so many to do, I figured it was way easier to do this all on the big one. Alright, so let's get that out of the way. Alright, so we got lots of little pieces here now to play with. And it looks like I could trim maybe a little bit off on some of these. Just to make not quite so much white around the stems there. What do you think? I think that looks a little better. Wait, what one did I just do that one? Just a little better here. Like I said, I was really trying to line these stems up better, but doesn't always work out. Sometimes you got to trim a little, but that's still better than having to, cut out this whole thing. All right, that's good enough. All right, so now you notice that I actually layered these. I just thought they looked prettier, a little bit fuller like that. So all I'm going to do is put a little dot of glue at the base of these Flirty Flamingo tulips, and then just layer that on a bit, kind of offsetting them a bit so they cover more. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the tops of all of these stems, because I am going to raise it up a little bit. Isn't that pretty? It's so full looking with the 2 sets of tulips, don't you think? So, anyway. Hey, Beth Feldman. Good to see you. All right, and then these little guys fit right in the tops. Oops, there we go. See the little white part? That's what we're aiming for, so it kind of sticks out. So I'm going to just actually put it on here. And stick it on like that. I'm going to actually hold it for a second so that it stays put. Don't you just love these colors? Maybe this was my ode to Please Make It Rain Here in San Diego. because we are desperately needing rain. All right, so let's put this back together. Oh, I think I forgot to show you too on here, because you kind of go, well, where are we going to write? So I have just a little piece of white that I'm going to put in the back, and maybe I'll just stamp a few more of those little tulips down at the bottom. What do you think about that? Just kind of get the edge of them. Isn't that pretty? And we can also do some on the envelope. Maybe we'll get a few little tulips on our envelope. Let's stamp down at the bottom some of our little stems and tulips. Maybe off the bottom a little bit so we don't take up too much real estate there. And then stamp some of our tulips. Cute, huh? So now they get a little sneak peek at what's inside for them. And we'll take this one and glue it to the back so you've got somewhere to write. So I was anticipating, live life in full bloom. I was anticipating this would probably be maybe a birthday card, but it could be almost anything, right? So there's your back of your card. All right, so to put this one on, this little bridge part of the card, what I like to do is fold it in how it's going to fold like that, because you do want it to be able to be flat inside your envelope. So get a little glue on both ends. Whoops. And then stick it here like that. And what we're doing is making sure it's flat and that it's even along the side. So see, and that I didn't get any glue in the wrong spot, that it still moves. Okay, cool, huh? It looks like a more difficult card than it is. And then this, you're just going to have to kind of tilt it just a little bit, because again, you don't want everything coming off the top or the bottom. And then I did put some dimensionals, a couple here on the boot. Oops. And then a few on the top, but you just kind of have to watch where you're going up here, because you're not going to be able to put them all the way over, because you don't want them sticking here when it's flat. So Beth, you should call me if you're in town and want to come stamp. I got a couple classes, not this coming weekend. Oh, I forgot to mention that, but the weekend afterwards. So see how, I don't think you can see, but there is one sticking out down here, so let's get that dimensional off. Can you see that? How it would stick here and make it so your card can't move. So you definitely don't want that. So I just tore off that part that was going to stick it down. See that little piece there? Let's get rid of it, because we do not want that card unable to move, because then you kind of miss the whole point of this card. Now, one more thing I thought it needed was some little clouds back here, and I'll show you the one that I did before. You see these funky looking clouds? I actually did those with this little piece here. I looked at it and I went, that looks like a cloud. I wonder what that's for. Well, actually, that piece, oh gosh, where did I throw that? There we go. That piece is actually to cut out these daisies. And that's what I made these clouds with. So that's one option. Option two to make clouds is our little free sunshine and rainbows set has all of these clouds. And these clouds can all be punched out with our cloud punch. And I had totally forgotten that I had bought or borrowed this cloud punch, but it fits in here. And then you could punch out all of these little things, and then you could stick them back here. But I also figured that wasn't enough contrast, so you could also punch them out. I think that's what we'll use today, is just punch out a couple white clouds. And then what you can do is just, I'm gonna take my little blue blending brush. Remember, I don't have one in every color, but see how that's not kind of holding on there? Really, as long as you wipe it off like that afterwards, it'll stay perfect. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of Pool Party. Take my little clouds here and give them a little pat. You can also do this with a you know, with anything else you want to use on here. You could even stamp on here and make them a little bit more substantial. Where's my other one? And I don't think we're going to be able to fit two, so we're going to have to cut one of these down anyway. I think what we'll do is, or maybe we'll just overlap them. That's probably easier. Okay, so see how we've got just a couple little clouds in here? I think I'm going to cut one of these down so that it will fit a little bit better. And then you can see it'll fit up against the wall there like that. That looks good. Clouds to the rescue. Okay, so see how I'm just kind of abutting it up against here? Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to show you too, in terms of using the clouds. Some people look at this little thing of cloud, this whole page of clouds, and say, well, what do I do? These ones are on the edge. Well, look at that. This one can fit on the edge, and then that one can fit over it, and it'll still fit in here, you know, perfectly. Same thing as on a bigger card. So now you have our little card that we just made that will fit perfectly in your envelope, although it appears like it's a lot bigger because it'll stand up and do all those other fun things. So, what do you guys think? Pretty cool, huh? Hey, Becky, thank you. So, this is just such a cool bundle. And I want to show you one other card that I made using it. And this uses these little gems from, oh, let's see if I can find them. Those are from the annual catalog. And they come in the clear like that, and they also come in silver. They're called Silver and Clear Epoxy Essentials. So that's another thing that goes really nicely with this watering can that came in there. So this is everything, you know, the sentiment, the pots. You can see here I cut apart like that and put them in two different pots, and used our little daisies on this one. So anyway, now I have to get this bundle. See, Susan, that's what happens. We are all enabling each other. and be happy to enable you further. I'm here every Monday. Let me pull you guys back up. I'm here every Monday at 1 o'clock Pacific time, so a little bit later for you in Miami. And I'll see you guys next week. So take care, have a good week. Oh, and have a happy Valentine's Day. I didn't wish you a happy Valentine's Day. All right, bye-bye.